Pamela was 9. She was extremely psychotic.
You like my shirt there? What is that? Is that my stomach?
Her speech was entirely echolalic. She showed no interest in her environment, but repeated over and over the bizarre behavior so characteristic of autism. Ricky was 7 and rejected our attempts to show him affection. Like Pam, he was echolalic.
What's your name?
What's your name?
How old are you, Ricky?
Billy got no comfort from people. He actively fought them off. He was 6 and he had never talked. Billy had violent tantrums and often injured himself. Like Billy, Chuck was mute. At the age of 6, he still didn't know how to play. He spent most of his time rocking.
Hug, hug, yeah.
These children were so unresponsive to people, we couldn't use social or verbal approval as a reward. But since they were all good eaters, we could use the primary reward of food.
Hug, 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 hug.
Starting at the simplest level, we had to teach them to play with each other, to respond to affection, and how to talk. The job became one of creating a total environment in which the children could learn. In this film,
this boy would destroy himself if he were not physically restrained. You couldn't stop him with words or gestures any more than you could by yelling at him through your television set. He has a mysterious brain disorder that filters out everything in the world around him. There are 80,000 youngsters in the United States who suffer from that same brain disorder. The disease is called autism, and its victims are called autistic children. Despite having all the necessary equipment to see, hear, and talk, they behave exactly as if they were deaf, dumb, and blind. During virtually all their waking hours, they indulge in what is called self-stimulation. It takes a multitude of forms. Typically, they like to spin things, a toy, a plate, anything that's handy. And if they don't have anything else, they'll spin themselves, and they'll do it for hours on end. Some, a small percentage, are self-destructive, and they bear the scars of their own terrible form of self-stimulation. Autism used to be thought of as an emotional illness brought on by destructive forces in the child's environment, such as neglect or rejection by his mother. But that theory is pretty well passé. The experts now believe these children are born with the disorder, and evidence is piling up to support this. For instance, one study shows they have abnormal brain discharges. And tests like this have shown that their eyes do not track in the same fashion as the normal child's. They're stimulated and excited by strobe lights, flashing at frequencies that are uncomfortable